Hello everyone, in this video I'll be translating and summarizing the latest Urdu broadcast by Shahbaz Gill to make it accessible for our English-speaking audience. Let's go through the key developments and insights in Shahbaz Gill's words. The top story today comes from Islamabad, where GOTV's Ijaz Syed is reporting breaking news that US President Donald Trump will be arriving in Pakistan on an official visit on September 18th. Yes, you heard that right, September 18th. President Donald Trump is scheduled for an official visit to Pakistan. This news has been reported by Ijaz Syed of GOTV. It's his third such story that has stirred controversy or sparked widespread discussion in the Pakistani media. As soon as the news broke, it hit like a bombshell across Pakistan's media landscape. Some journalists tried to build a narrative around it, but Pakistan's social media quickly debunked it. Screenshots from CNN and other international media were shared widely on Pakistani social media, clearly showing that Ijaz Syed had, for the third time in a week, likely delivered false or misleading news. Perhaps he's the only journalist who has completed a hat-trick of false reports in just 1 week. Applause is due. You know, in cricket, a hat-trick is a major milestone in one's career. But I've never seen such a journalistic hat-trick as Ijaz Syed's. What's the story behind this? He has always claimed to oppose the establishment, though his work suggests otherwise. It later came to light that he had always been working for the ISI and his journalism had consistently aligned with them. Fundamentally, he's a journalistic tout. Actually, not even that, more like a journalistic rat. Since calling everyone a tout isn't fair, let's call him something else. He doesn't operate like a general journalist, more like someone on the level of a major or colonel. So let's say Colonel Rat instead. This is his third debunked story. How? Screenshots were shared widely on Pakistani social media from CNN and other international outlets, showing clearly that from September 17th to 19th, President Trump will be on an official visit to the United Kingdom. Yes, official. And prior to that, from July 25th to 29th, he will be on a private unofficial visit to Scotland, a part of the United Kingdom where he owns property and golf courses. He intends to vacation and inspect his properties. During that private trip, there may be an informal meeting with the British Prime Minister, but that does not make it an official visit. These are essentially Trump's summer holidays. Now, about the September 17th to 19th visit to the United Kingdom, both parties, the US and the UK, wanted to avoid the controversy of Trump speaking in the British Parliament. The UK especially didn't want that, so they deliberately scheduled his visit during a time when Parliament is in recess, to avoid the question of why Trump wasn't invited to speak there. So yes, this is a carefully crafted and well-planned visit. Trump will be in the UK from September 17th to 19th. God knows, unless someone from Pakistan literally kidnaps him out of the UK using a Vigo van or some shady method, there's no way he'll be in Pakistan. So, Ijaz Syed's report is clearly false based on President Trump's official calendar. Furthermore, Trump and First Lady Melania will be hosted by King Charles and Queen Camilla at Windsor Castle. That confirms he'll be residing in the UK during that time. So, once again, this story by Ijaz Syed is false. Not the first time our dear Colonel Rat has built quite a reputation. I say that affectionately. Don't be offended. His journalism feels like it, even if I don't know what kind of person he really is. There's no such word as colonelly, but there's no such thing as a journalist like Ijaz Syed either, so for someone like him we have to invent new terms. He has spent his entire career issuing remote-controlled false news. You might ask, what were his other false reports? Well, this week he reported that Malik Riaz had struck a deal and offered 2,000 to 3,000 canals of land to the army chief, and that Malik Riaz would be returning to Pakistan. There was no confirmation of this nor any follow-up development. Then he claimed that President Zardari was resigning. That too was debunked. And now this third Trump story, which has been completely disproven using international media sources, these weren't even found by me. They were already circulating on Pakistani social media. If you search on Google, you'll find CNN and other outlets have already published these details. So congratulations are in order for Colonel Rat, Ijaz Syed. He's made a hat-trick in just 1 week. If he keeps following the same script given by his Colonel Sahib, there's no doubt he might even make a double hat-trick this week. It's raining heavily and shockingly. We report with surprise and concern that the flooding is so intense it's almost like water is boiling over. It feels like some divine punishment for our collective failures, though maybe our Field Marshal might quote a verse saying this is a great blessing. Anyway, take a look at Bahriya town. It looks like it's been built inside a river. Same for DHA and various markets in Rawalpindi. We're showing you videos, old city areas, new colonies, all of them submerged. It's as if entire cities are under the sea. Floodwaters entering homes is now a small issue compared to what's really happening. Water is gushing in as if a dam has burst. In Chakwal, people are saying the Durabi Dam has burst. Water is coming in like a tidal wave. Around the Katasraj temple, a historic Hindu site, floodwaters have formed a major deluge, threatening severe damage. It's unclear if the government will take action to save it. This flooding isn't just in Rawalpindi or Chakwal. Similar conditions exist in Lahore, Hafizabad and more. It seems like the same curse cast by our current rulers is now being avenged by nature. The Jhelum River is also in flood, waves crashing like an ocean, fury everywhere. It looks like this could cause serious destruction. So, the entire government's job is to issue tickets, and the huge catastrophe that's unfolding, I don't think the system here has the capability or operational capacity to handle it. The DC of Rawalpindi showed his mark. The DC of Rawalpindi, after waking up late at 10:10 a.m, found that Rawalpindi was severely flooded. When he woke up, it was already 10:10 a.m. He announced that there would be a public holiday in Rawalpindi today. Now, children and all those working in offices had already reached by 8:30 a.m. The government is announcing at 10:10 a.m. that it is a holiday today. This means that people who had struggled to get to their offices and schools had already arrived. But since the DC was asleep and had no time, he made the announcement at 10:10. If you pull out a report, you'll find that the DC of Rawalpindi can't be appointed without the approval of Chaudhry Sahib. He is Chaudhry Sahib's man. That's why the level of incompetence is also likely determined by Chaudhry Sahib. So if you pay attention, the holiday should have been given yesterday. Of course, the weather forecast had predicted rain. They might not have known it would rain this much, but they knew rain was expected. So if they were to announce a holiday, they should have done it yesterday. But you can see the chaos they've caused. The next news is from Adiala jail. This too is a dangerous piece of news. Yesterday, in Imran Khan's tweet, he mentioned that mountains of troubles have been broken over me. My rights are not being protected, and I'm being punished in every possible way. He didn't only talk about himself, but also mentioned his wife, Bushra Bibi, saying that mountains of troubles have been broken over her too. However, inside the same tweet, he mentioned a very significant point. A military officer, Rizwan, is serving his sentence here in this jail, and he is treated as a guest with full government protocol. This means he's being offered a high-class prison with full privileges and facilities. Khan Sahib didn't use the word bride, but we are using it in our analysis. He said, "They've kept him here like a bride. But as for me and my wife, we have been subjected to countless hardships." Now, the news is that the meetings of Imran Khan have already been suspended. Now, Bushra Bibi's meetings have also been stopped entirely. She can't meet Imran Khan, nor can her family members meet her. Bushra Bibi's entire family, her daughters and other relatives, sat outside Adiala jail from morning until evening, but they were not allowed to meet her. So both the husband and wife are under immense pressure and are suffering greatly. But on the other hand, when Khan Sahib mentioned Rizwan Sahib's name, you might wonder who he is and what he did to deserve such privileges. Rizwan Sahib is a brigadier, and we have information that his name is Brigadier Raja Rizwan Ali. He is accused of attempting to sell Pakistan's nuclear secrets, and after being convicted of this crime, he was sentenced to death by a military court. If a civilian had committed such a crime, they would likely have been executed immediately. But here, clearly, the system has to follow the proper procedure. According to ISPR, the death sentence was supposed to be implemented on November 24, 2019, but now it is being revealed that he hasn't been executed and is still alive. The latest reports suggest that this sentence was possibly overturned, most likely by General Bajwa. The probability of this is very high, as it's said that the current Field Marshal likely decided to annul his death sentence. This military officer, who could be called a traitor, was convicted of attempting to sell the country's nuclear secrets. Despite that, today he is being treated as a guest in a government facility with full privileges. Now, whenever I talk about the army, I'm referring to the generals at the top. Most soldiers are not involved in these wrongdoings, and if they were given the chance, they might not engage in them either. Anyway, Raja Rizwan Ali was supposed to be executed in 2019, but his death sentence was commuted, and he's now enjoying all sorts of privileges in prison. We are constantly told that accountability is a priority, but the traitor who tried to sell the country's nuclear secrets is being treated like a VIP in jail. Meanwhile, our elected Prime Minister, who still has the support of 90% of the people, is being treated like this. When you talk about Imran Khan, remember, he is the elected Prime Minister voted in by the people of Pakistan. If we counted the votes, he would still be the Prime Minister today. So one side has our elected Prime Minister, who is suffering in terrible conditions in jail, and on the other side, the traitor, who was convicted of selling the country's nuclear secrets, is treated like a VIP with full facilities. This is the kind of justice we are seeing. This is what the Hafiz Sahib is providing us with. Let's see how things unfold in the future. But just like Bhutto is still alive, Raja Rizwan Ali has also managed to stay alive. Whether you keep him alive or execute him, that's up to you, but what you're doing to our elected Prime Minister is wrong on so many levels. The next news comes from Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. In fact, this news is from all of Pakistan. The news is about a new opposition alliance called the Tehreek-e-Tahaffuz-e-Aina Pakistan. This is essentially an opposition alliance similar to those that have been formed in the past, such as the MRD, or Movement for the Restoration of Democracy during Zia-ul-Haq's time, and others during Ayub Khan's era. Now, an alliance has been formed under the banner of Tehreek-e-Tahaffuz-e-Aina Pakistan with Mahmud Khan Achakzai as the chairman, Allama Raja Nasser Abbas, Mustafa Nawaz Kokar, Akhtar Mangal, Zain Shah, Asad Kaiser and others are part of this movement. It's a balanced panel, and it looks like a credible opposition alliance. Now, we'll see how the opposition uses this platform and how they rally people against the current system. However, the news also says that PTI made another attempt to establish contact with the establishment. This attempt was rejected by the establishment. Field Marshal Sahib is accused, and this news is being reported by Lancer Naik Muna Alam. When news is read, it feels like someone like Christina Amanpour is reading it, but the truth is that it's just a report someone has passed on, and the reporter reads it like a news anchor. This is what our sister Lastak Mul Alam does. She reads the news as if she's a big investigative journalist. In fact, this information was likely provided to her by someone in a high position. There's no real investigation or authenticity here. But, well, since it's been said, we've presented it to you. That wraps up our translation of Shahbaz Gill's video. I hope this English version helped you understand his message better. Please like, share and subscribe to Awami Lens to help our community grow. Don't forget to leave a comment below and let me know what you thought of this effort.